Hey guys, this is Eric Weingarten with Weingarten Racing. I'm here at Bob's, Bob McVay's. You might know him from Old Man's Garage doing some dyno testing. That's the engine hopefully you saw at the beginning of this. This is a 406. It's a small block Chevy, and it's got hypertetic pistons, I believe. It's supposed to be 10.5 to 1 compression ratio. I'm not entirely sure about that until I pull off the heads. These heads are the Jegs heads, but I use my CNC program on it. These are the first ones done for it. These are 227 cc's, and they flow about 310 peak. But anyway, hydraulic roller. And they had the first can was a 230, 238 Urson, about a 540 lift or something like that. Anyway, before the heads were ported, it made 470, 480. After the CNC porting on the heads with my port program on them, it went 507 with that same cam. Then they switched to the Trip Flow R intake single plane because all that was with a dual plane. So when they switched that single plane intake, it went to 534. And then they switched to this Howard's cam that's in it now, which is like a 242, 254, I think. A 110 lobe separation and like 560 lift. And now it was up to 574, which is really good. And then yesterday, which took all day yesterday, so we've been using the 1:5 ratio on both intake and exhaust. Howard's, or not Howard's, but Harlan Sharp stud mount rockers. The only 1.6s we had were a set of Jessel shafts that I sent up to use on a set of my Dragon Slayers, but they would do work on these heads. So we put those on yesterday, and the reason why it took all day yesterday is because we're waiting for push rods. Jags is here, and so is Summit. So we got the push rods and fired it back up, and last night was the first pull you saw to start this video, and it made 593, which is pretty good pickup. Quite astonishing actually. Anyway, it's always great to hang out here. Ohio's nice. So it kind of like where Bob's is, he's out here in the country. I don't know if I want to film too much just for his own privacy, but it reminds me a lot of Oklahoma, if you've ever been there, there's actually 4 different regions. The southern's more like hilly and it's got trees. And then if you get to where I live, it starts getting a little less hilly, but it's still got trees. But then if you go where I grew up, which is in Enid, it looks similar to this, but with far less trees. So because they had their wheat fields, so it's flat land. So this is a little bit more curved land, but definitely more trees in between the farmlands. But it reminds me of that, but it's really, really nice here. But anyway, and then the far panhandle of Oklahoma is a desert. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get to is I love being here. These guys are nice. I got to meet Bob's new guy that works with him. His name's Gavin. He's a cool guy too. Got to hang out with Bob's wife. She's a nice gal too. I mean, everybody here has been nice. And anyway, today we're gonna switch out the intake on the Trip Flow R. We're gonna put on the Victor Jr., the one from, if you watched my dyno test on the 406, this was the best one whenever it was making about this power. So we're gonna switch that out, test that, then I'm gonna pull off the heads because I brought my other CNC heads. I brought my my own CNC program, the 232 CNC, but it's based off a Pro Max head. We're gonna put that on there. Those ones flow about 324. And then we're gonna put on the one I designed for Pro Max. And that one actually is a 235 cc, so only 3 cc difference. And it flows virtually the same as my other 232 that's a little bit smaller. It's just different shapes. So they flow virtually the same size, different shapes of the port, so I can see what it makes for power. And that's curious. After that, because I'm here all week, Bill's engine for his Malibu should be done. That has the Dragon Slayers. We'll be down testing with that, with different manifolds. And hopefully we'll have Bob's done by that point too, so we can test that one. But there's the rundown of stuff. Yeah, just fun testing. Thought I'd just share that with you. Just a little update for you guys. Hope everything goes smooth. Anything can go wrong, as you know. And last thing I'm gonna leave you with is Indiana, the state of Indiana. I drove from Oklahoma all the way here. Indiana. I didn't think any state in America could ever be worse than Oklahoma when it comes to roads and road construction. You sir, have done it. Congratulations, or not. You epically failed. If you ever go to Indiana, by the way, and you're heading to Ohio, once you live in Indianapolis, you're screwed. You're screwed. Because that great state didn't think, hey, let's just do road construction for maybe 6 miles, maybe 10 miles at a time. No, do 50. Knowing full well they ain't getting 50 done in one time. But that's what they're going to do. So you're going to be 2 lanes, which you're like, well, isn't it 2 lanes normally? Yep, except for everybody's going 60. And because semi-trucks, I love you truckers, but you all know who you are. When you got 2 truckers going, one's going 55 and one's going 55 and a half in the passing lane, we're all going 55. And it just jams us up the whole way. But it wouldn't matter. There was points there where it was literally stopped. And by the way, I'm rolling through at 11 o'clock at night. So I don't know what you do during the day. So Indiana, you suck. You suck. Someone need to slap your project managers and say, hey, maybe 6 miles might be long enough to do, and then we can move on. Maybe not the whole entire road, the entire way, so everybody gets jammed up. Just a thought. Anyway, this is a random thing, but don't go to Indiana for roads. Jeez Louise. You guys, take care. Remember, I'm no Superman. I did race your boy. Good news about him, though, one follow thing. So I want to kind of brag on him. He had a swim meet this last Saturday, and he did the 200 and the 500 freestyle. His best time he's ever gone on the 200 has been a 152. Anyway, he this season, they train hard because he's at college, right? They're training hard. And it's weird, too, because they'll literally do a workout, then they'll go to the swim meet. So it's obviously not going to have their best times. But anyway, he'd been, doing 203s, which is, that was the start of his season. Not the greatest. And then he did a 2-minute right at it, the last meet. This one that he just did, he did a 155. He knocked off almost 5 seconds. And looking at where he's at, he's faster than he was at this time last year by almost 5 seconds on that. So really positive notes coming up in the future. His 500 was a 522, also not his best, but he's tracking great. So they got it together. It's working. It's nice to see. So no, he's not at his best times, but when you see him dropping times now, early this season, so in the end of the season when they're all rested and perfect, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But anyway, I've got to brag on him. He's doing great. Also, Henderson State kicked the crap out of Truman State for that swim meet. I think Henderson's only lost 1 meet, and it was to St. Louis. The rest of all wins. So that makes them 4-1. And I think they're ranked in Division II. They're ranked 15th in the nation, which is great. Anyway, sorry. Side note, guys. Remember, I don't pour cast iron heads. The best way to get a hold of me is through email. WeingartnerRacing@gmail.com. And that's all I got. You guys take care.